Back to BSLIVE. Today I want to show you how to create this kind of hair creatures using the new hair curves in Blender 3.2 alpha. So yeah, basically you can see here there's two variations of the character. The first one is actually like hair, and it's actually animating and simulating like hair dynamics. And this one is the one that has been baked and turned into geometry. We can actually maybe add joints and bones to this character after we turn it into mesh. But if we like to keep it as hair, we might be able to do that as well. Anyhow, so let's see how this works. So it's based on this idea the other day, remember? We have the new hair curve. If we shift A and create a curve, create an empty hair, we can create new hair curves, right? And we can go to sculpt mode and we can start sculpting this because it's connected to the default cube. So let's see, in this case I just want to have like random curve, and I'm gonna paint it on this object. I want to have a little bit more hair. Okay, so this is like a short hair to start with for the character, and I want to create like a longer curve, and it's gonna be the maybe the arm, the head, and the leg. Okay, cool. So now we have our character. So let's save this very quickly. Let's call this hair creatures. So what do we do next? Of course, you can already like create geometry nodes. It's currently like this new hair curve. It will take geometry and you can convert it. That's no biggie. But you can also select the hair curve and then F3 and then select convert curves into particle system. Okay, by doing that, you have the original hair curves over here, and but you also have this cube with particle system, like the old school hair particle system that you can actually modify. Like you can add like children interpolations and that sort of things, and also you can use turbulence. I think like you can add force field, like for example I will add like turbulence, so force field turbulence, and it will react with our character. So this will add it will add a lot to our characters. Currently it is not dynamic, but it's already looking kind of nice. You can actually animate it this way. Cool. So now it's getting now we are getting somewhere, and of course we can, at this point we can also try to render this out. So let's say, so by default we have this material. I will give it color, for example this character. Okay, it's gonna be blue. All right. We can also create a new material for the hair. So create a new material slot. Let's call this hair material. Go under the shader editor and then let's curve info and just give a color ramp. If we, okay, let's try just completely random. Plug this into there and then this into the base color, and we have, oh okay, we have the same thing. We need to select the hair particle system, and then under render we should specify the hair material. All right, cool. I think this should work. Oh, okay, now you have like random curve strand for each and every hair particles. It's pretty cool. Now we can also use the intercept. So this based on the length for, yeah, using the color ramp for the each hair, and then we have this gradient. We can actually show the emitter. We can turn on and off the emitter, or just the hair in this case. Okay, now we have our character sort of. It's gonna react to the turbulence. If you really want it, you can turn on hair dynamics, but it's depending on your system, it might be a little bit heavy. If you turn on hair dynamics, then you can play around with the hair, and you can actually animate the cube, and the hair will animate with it. Maybe we'll try that in a bit. If I'm not wrong, you can also edit the particle hair. Let's save this just in case we made a mistake. Particle edit. We can maybe do like a cut, trying to reshape the hair. It's kind of similar to the Neo hair curve tools, but it's actually the one that's coming, the one that we have before the hair system. Okay. If you really want to just reshape the hair, okay, looking kind of nice. Okay, it's already reshaped. If I'm not wrong, if you want to reconnect it into the hair system, you need to disconnect and then reconnect it, and then you can apply hair dynamics. Yeah, it will actually react, and then the hair start to drop like a real normal hair. The structure, you might want to add some stiffness so the hair is more stiff, and then some randomizations, and then rerun the simulations. So again, it will react to the cube as well. If we animate the cube, let's turn off this. If we animate the cube for 20 seconds, we can go back, re-enable the hair dynamics, and just animate it. Oh, okay, it explode. I think we have too many things going on. We might need to just cache. We need to cache the simulations. But for now, for simplicity, I will not do that. Instead, I will play around with other things. Let's go back to the one we have before. Yeah, I think I quite like this file. Save as. The turbulence is affecting the curve. So at this point, we don't need to deal with dynamics yet. I'm just gonna go to under modifier and then convert to mesh. Once you have this as a mesh, this is something that geometry nodes can actually work again as a normal geometry. So you can convert this curve into mesh, or in fact actually mesh to curve, because currently it's a mesh geometry, polygon edge. You can convert it back into curve, and then you can use a circle with a small radius we're gonna convert this into something that we can render. Oh yeah, something that we can render, we can bake as augmented reality or something, right? We can, because we can actually rig this, and it's a nice looking hairy character. You can use color ramp and recolor each and every curve and then bake it properly. For now, I'm not gonna show you that, but we have this geometry. It's really nice. We can actually use it with remesh because it's a normal geometry. It's a lot of data. However, Blender is pretty fast. It's really fast actually, and able to convert it into a single mesh. Like, yeah, I'm using a small value now. Now you can see we have something that's looking really organic. Yeah, and you can now use another geometry nodes just to assign a material. But you can see the process. It's we are using the original hair curves, and we are using that as a tool to reshape hair, and then we're turning the hair back into voxel, like something that we can render. And we have a lot of control on these matters. There might be some limitations, but I think ideally we can kind of sort of control. We can maybe use bone to control the curve, and using the curve to influence the hairs. It's something around that area. But the whole system should be like this flexible. I'm trying to apply the material. It's not gonna be the hair material. I mean, you can perhaps use the hair material to influence the curve, the render of the curves. That might work as well. But I'm just using the original material. Oops. Oh yeah, it needs to recalculate the voxel each time. I don't know why. This should be this material. Maybe I want to add like some subsurface scattering to this material, to this mesh. By the way, if you notice, oh, I know why this is slow, because it's using EV. Sometimes EV is a little bit slow on the Mac. It's actually rendering in real time. I can turn on ambient occlusion as well, so the hair has shadow. It's pretty neat. And subsurface scattering work as well. Oh yeah, mind you, this is real time, but on Mac, cycles is a lot faster. So this is using cycles now. Subsurface scattering is gonna look much more realistic. Yeah, so this is what I really want to show you. It's pretty much hair, the new hair curves object that's converted into the old school hair particle system, and then we add turbulence, and we just convert it back into mesh, and then use geometry nodes on top of it. So yeah, hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.